I'll never forget that moment. We were at my daughter's baby visit. Everyone was smiling, passing the baby around, and then she looked straight at me and said, "Mom, I don't ever want Dad, your father, alone with my baby. Not ever." My chest tightened. It felt like the whole room went silent. I couldn't breathe. I knew it wasn't just some rule, it was a warning. And suddenly, all those years of tension between her and my father, it all started to make sense. I remember sitting there frozen. I even realized I was gripping the edge of my chair so tightly that my knuckles were white. I had a cup of tea in my hand, and it shook so much I had to set it down. My mind kept racing. Why would she say something like that? And then, just like that, pieces of the past started pushing their way back. For years, I told myself they just didn't get along. My daughter was independent, stubborn at times. My dad was old-fashioned, sharp-tongued. I thought they were just clashing personalities. Whenever she refused to come to family dinners or skipped holidays, I told myself she was being distant, even ungrateful. I'd scold her. "He's your grandfather, show some respect." God, I hear those words now and they make me sick. We fought about it so many times. She'd refuse Christmas, skip birthdays. My mother would cry and I'd guilt my daughter. "Family won't be around forever. One day you'll regret this." She'd just shut down, her jaw tight, her eyes full of something I refused to name. I thought she was being cruel, but she was begging me to see her. When I think back on her childhood, the signs were there. She had constant infections as a little girl. We were at the doctor all the time. One pediatrician even asked me very carefully, "Is there any chance something could be happening at home?" I got defensive. I remember snapping, "Of course not." I felt insulted, like he was accusing me of failing as a mom. I carried that anger instead of stopping to think. And there were other moments. One time she was at a friend's birthday party. The other mom called me just 2 hours in, saying, "She's crying and wants to go home." When I picked her up, she wouldn't say why. She just clung to me and begged to go straight to bed. Another time I found her diary. I only read a page or two, words like trapped and dirty. I told myself it was just teenage drama. I put it back and never asked. That memory eats at me now. Her teen years. She was withdrawn, depressed, locked in her room for hours, music blasting, refusing to eat with us. I told myself it was just teenage mood swings. Then came the paranoia, the locked doors, the hallway light that had to stay on. She never went to camp, never slept over at friends' houses. I thought she was shy. She was protecting herself. So when she told me that rule about her baby, I couldn't hold it in. I asked her, quietly, "Why do you hate him so much?" She froze, her eyes filled with tears. She looked away. She didn't say it. She didn't need to. She clutched her baby tighter, and in that silence, I finally understood. My father hurt her. The man who taught me to ride a bike, who worked 2 jobs for our family, who I trusted with everything. He abused my little girl. My mind fought it at first. I told myself it couldn't be true. My father was strict, sometimes harsh, but he was also the man who tucked me in at night. I clung to those memories, desperate to hold on to them. But then I looked at her, trembling, begging me not to make her talk about it, and I knew. The father I loved and the man she feared were the same person. And it shattered me. It was like my head was filling with flashing images all at once. Her face when she refused to hug him, her hands gripping the doorframe. That time she whispered she was too tired to visit, but her eyes were full of fear. They all clicked together, like pieces of a puzzle I should have seen years ago. I felt sick. I wanted to scream, but mostly I wanted to go back in time and pull her into my arms and keep her safe. And I couldn't. I broke down, I told her I was sorry for every fight, for every time I told her to respect him, for the day I yelled at her for refusing to hug him. I made you cry, I told her. I can still see your face. I'm so sorry. And then more memories hit me. Do you remember that day you told me you didn't want to go over there? I brushed it off. I said you were being dramatic. I should have listened. I should have asked why. I sobbed telling her this. I begged her to let me fix it, to erase him from our lives completely. My tears fell onto my granddaughter's blanket, and I promised I would never fail her again. She didn't want to press charges. She said reliving it in court would destroy her. She just wanted peace. But she was firm. He will never see her or her child again. And I said yes. For the first time, I chose her over him. I told her he was dead to me too. My loyalty to my father ended that day. My loyalty is only to her and to the baby in her arms. The days after were a blur. I told my mother, my father's wife. She's in her 80s, fragile. When I told her, she went quiet for a long time. Then she whispered, I knew something wasn't right. My heart broke all over again. She had seen pieces too and buried them like I did. I told her clearly, if she stands by him, she loses us. My daughter's safety comes first. Family members gossip. Some call us liars. Some say memories can't be trusted. Others accuse me of betraying my father in his old age. One cousin told me, you'll regret this when he's gone. But I've already lived with regret. Regret for not listening, for not protecting my child. I won't regret this. At work, I told a colleague. She just held my hand and said, you're doing the right thing now. That's what matters. I hold on to those words. At night, I lie awake remembering. My daughter refusing to sit on his lap. The tantrums before visits. The way her eyes darted to the door when he walked in. She wasn't difficult. She was surviving. And I didn't see it. But I refused to miss it again. My granddaughter will grow up safe. My daughter will finally know what it's like to have someone fully in her corner. No guilt trips, no blinders, just me standing with her. I've started writing promises down in a notebook every night. Listen first. Believe her. Protect them. Sometimes I even add more. Notice the little things. Don't explain them away. Trust your gut. And I draw a little heart next to it, like I'm stamping it with a seal. It sounds silly, but it makes it feel real, like a contract I can't break. People can hate me, family can turn their backs, I don't care. If my daughter feels safe, that's all that matters. And to her, if she ever hears this, I want her to know, I see you now. I hear you. I will never look away again. Your pain will never be brushed aside. And your daughter will grow up safe, because this time I will protect her. I can't change the past, but I can guard the future. And I will. For her. For both of them.